Man, almost didn't make it back. What's up? Good morning. We're live. Duh. Today's going to be a busy day, so this won't be a long one. We're not going to get into any major discussions here. Let's see. I got the old web browser up here. And we'll close that one. All right. Good morning. I hope all is well. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Gary Compton, look at you, man. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope all is well. Wonder if you're still doing the same thing. It's too early, says Pell Rider. It is too early. I was up. I slept pretty good last night. I been doing my wife and I have been doing these morning workouts. You know, they're like basically 10, 15 minutes and they're low impact. And I've noticed a difference in my mood. I've noticed a difference in my mobility. You know, I've noticed a difference in, you know, because I've reached a plateau with my weight loss. So it's time to incorporate the, um, some exercise. But you can lose weight without exercise in the beginning just by changing what you eat. So enough of that. Enough of that. So, anyways, yeah, it's Monday, and you either look forward to Monday or you look forward to not being Monday. So, and I think that there's a mindset there. So I don't have the green screen going right now. I didn't want to get it out. Now I do have the sheet kind of folded up in the corner, and I had it on. Yes, I have a green screen setting on StreamYard, and it was actually showing the logo like in the very corner. It was kind of neat. So it's interesting. Technology is interesting. So let's do some shout outs and we'll look at some low boards, shall we? Daryl Worth, good morning. You're the first one in here. Mr. Compton, good to see you. Max Force, hello. Hello, YouTube. It's your favorite American local tinker anchor checking in from Georgia. Georgia. Nothing witty. Good morning. Shannon, how's it going? Greg Zimmer, let's make some money today. We can only hope, right? We can only hope. So, CDM, what's up? Nani Luke, good morning. Hot Seat, good morning to you all. Pale Rider TV, it's too early, and last night was too late. It's probably why the notifications aren't going out pretty strong because it was live like less than 10 hours ago. So, Mr. Charles, good morning. Busy, busy. Yeah, I'm still here, and the big furry. Good deal. WT Johnson, good morning. Hot Seat, I got some steps in this morning, feeling all glowy and good now. There you go. That's what it's all about. Look into my eyes. Did you like that? Did you like that, Big Rig CEO? Let's see. The wife and I are used to. Well, every now and then we'll get one of those kind of workouts in, but now we're actually, doing legit workouts. Dennis, what's up? Good morning. What states are hot? What states are not? Well, they're all hot when you're talking about weather. It is we got a cold front moving through today here in Missouri, and so that means cooler weather. Cooler weather. So let's see here. Let's zoom this in. All right, let's share the screen. Let's set up 1, 2, 3 as well. 1, 2, 3 can be kind of tricky on the Zoom thing, so I got to be careful there. Load availability. Don't want my phone number out for everybody to see. Gosh, there we go. That looks good. All right, so here's your hot market map. Not hot market map, but just your load ratio. Oh, hold on. We got business. checked in at the shipper. Excellent. Cool. Good deal. Alrighty. Good deal. All right, so let's share the screen here. All right, this is your load ratio map. Not map, graph. Now, this is for Reefer. Reefer's been a bit of a struggle for me. And because, you know, the states that are best for Reefer may not be the best for man, vice versa. And as you can see, we're all over the place. Arkansas is a good place to have a Reefer. Let's see. California, not so much. California's not too bad. Now remember, this is at 7:07 a.m. And so, you know, a lot of these are leftovers. Now, what I noticed is that this is how bad the volumes are with every platform. Okay, maybe not flatbed, but I noticed that, you know, I had a truck that said, "Hey, by the way, I'm empty," and it's Friday afternoon. I'm like, so I would rather book ahead if I can, but anyways, I noticed that there was a lot of loads posted that were actually for Monday. In other words, you got brokers that are trying to get, they're posting them that they pick up on Friday, but then when you call them, oh no, this is actually for Monday. And that was getting annoying because if I wanted to book a Monday load, I would have put Monday in the day on the load board, right? So a lot of the games that the brokers are playing right now is getting kind of frustrating. And this is kind of what it does is it throws off these load ratio numbers. And because if you have 20 loads posted and you put picking up Friday and 19 of them are actually picking up Monday, what are you doing? Now, normally I'm looking for the Monday load on Friday. So, but I'll put the actual Monday date in. So maybe I'm doing that wrong. I don't know. Maybe that rule changed that we now, if you want to book ahead, you pick the day of. I noticed that like Sage Robinson, their app you'll put the day for today, and then it'll put the next 3 days, and you're having to sort through all, because it's not chronologically in order, so you're having to like look sharper at the dates, right? And but it gets kind of frustrating when I'm trying to do a specific thing for a specific truck for a specific place, and we're playing games. And the whole not answering phone calls and emails is still pretty prevalent. And a lot of brokers were going home at like 4:45. So volumes are down, people. That's all there is to it. So you're definitely going to have some challenges this week. So we'll see what this week brings. And my advice is to stay one step ahead if you can. So when you stumble, because there's going to be a canceled load, there's going to be a wrong pickup number, there's going to be a scenario, there's going to be a blown tire that's going to throw you off. It's a challenge. Oh, I did not. It's morning coffee, and I got my Snorelord mug, right? So I'm going to try to create a hat today on the Teespring because it's all about money. I don't care about you guys. It's all about me and money and clicks. So, kidding. You see my soul. You have seen my soul, James. You have seen my soul. Pam, what's up? Reefer works same as van. Midwest is always strong. So let's go to 1, 2, 3. This puts it pretty. This is all. So let's do Reefer here. So there's the all screen, right? So if we just put Reefer, how much does it change? Not much, does it? Kentucky wants to give us a big FU. But if we go back to all, how many states turn green? Really not much difference. So let's do van. Doink. Now this right here is interesting because volumes in this area have been pretty good for a minute. Um, Jersey's on fire right there because of the ports, because of those little places right there. And Wisconsin, so that's for van. Let's look at flatbed because Ratman wants to know what flatbed looks like. There's flatbed. We'll do step deck too. That's flatbed only. As you can see, that's what the Midwest is for van and reefer. This area is for van, or I mean for flatbed. So let's do step deck for Ratman and Cascade. Same thing, except for Washington. And definitely want to stay out of the Northeast. So, we're learning, right? We're learning. I no longer have a flatbed truck that I dispatch. He figured it out on his own, which he was using me temporarily anyways, which is fine. Let's see. Power only. Let's look at power only. It's pretty interesting. Oh, look at that. Power only is hot in these states that are usually not so much. So if you live in North Dakota, you're probably not going to get a power only load. But if you live in Utah, it might be a better deal. Florida's doing something here too with that. So, you got all these different trailer types. Let's do a straight box. Straight box truck, the enemy. Oh, let's see here. See, it's always green in these states, people, regardless of your trailer. Oh, Florida. That's unique and interesting, but so let's go to van. Take reefer off. I always put van specialized. So what happens with van specialized is it could be lift gate, it could be team, it could be straps, it could be multi stops, it could be, and not every team load has team miles. In other words, it might be a security thing, like one person has to be with the truck at all times, which it makes you feel warm and fuzzy. But if someone really wants that load, all I got to do is, when the other person's in the shower, go to the other person and threaten them or whatever. So, but it is a security thing sometimes, and so that's where van specialized. I always click on van specialized. Could be tanker endorsement. I have tanker endorsement. So Alabama is a place that doesn't look as good. These are great volumes though. That's pretty cool. These numbers are up, so that means that this week may not be as much of a struggle. So that's pretty cool. California, not so much. Let's see. Arkansas, Arizona looks better volume wise, but it's still more in than out. Alabama's more in than out. Let's see. Connecticut, more in than out. So these volumes here. So Georgia looks pretty good. Pretty even. Same thing with Illinois. Illinois looks good. Indiana looks good. Kansas looks good. Kentucky is pretty even. Louisiana, pretty even. Massachusetts, not so much. Maryland, it looks pretty good. Maine, you just got to worry about these volumes, right? There's not much to choose there. Missouri looks really good. Mississippi looks good. Stay out of Montana, Nebraska. Definitely look. Don't go to Nevada or Utah. New Jersey, look at 617, 1043 out. Look at that. If you're watching on your phone, I know that might be hard to see. See if I can kind of zoom this in. There you go. How's that? Let's see. Thanks to Sterling for showing me that trick. Ohio, 1547 in, 2017 out. PA, 1453 in, 1907 out. So Steve Berger, if you're watching, Pennsylvania volumes are looking really good. And fuel has come down a little bit. Tennessee looks good. Texas, not so much. 3351 in and 2540 out. So we're back to Texas being normal. 412, 170 in Utah. That's why you can't get a good rate out of Utah. Or let me rephrase that. It's harder to get a good rate out of Utah. Not impossible. Wisconsin, look at Wisconsin, look pretty good. That agreed with the 1, 2, 3 low board. So let's do Reefer. Already did Reefer. Let's do flatbed. We'll include Conestoga, Deck, Specialize. Do that. Look at Alabama. Look at that. Arkansas, Connecticut, Florida. Florida's pretty even in the flatbed world. Let's see. Illinois looks good. Look at these volumes, though. Look at these volumes compared to Van. Oregon's pretty good right now. Too bad their state's dumb. Let's see. Costs money to drive in Oregon. Look at Texas, 1629 in, 1770 out. And I always look for the even numbers. That way it's not as much of a struggle. You know, like South Carolina here, Texas. Even Virginia throwing in their 2 cents here. West Virginia. West Virginia is just not great in general. It's a fairly larger state with low volumes. There's just not a whole lot of manufacturing there. 96.57. And so that's kind of what we're looking at here. So yeah, there you go. Put on this. And each of these load boards have a rate check, lane rate check. So make sure you keep an eye on those. If you're not sure what the price you're load at, my suggestion is get what you want first, then get what you need, and then have a plan just in case you can't get either one. So let's go back to the comments. Chuck for Life, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Shadow Wolf, it's coffee time for sure. Mr. Scott, SRO Logistics, who's making, you know what, I've watched Scott go from a 1 truck carrier to what do you got now, like 5? So I haven't been able to talk to him a whole lot this week, last week, because, man, it's just been, can't have morning coffee without coffee, right? It's just been really busy. Let's see. Imagine that, going to Nebraska, another red state for the wrong reason, right? Grafton, what's up? 3 weeks retired. I'm still interested in this stuff. That's crazy. Baltimore, Maryland last week, proper drivers protested due to wait time on docks. Didn't hit the national news. Of course not. course not. The important stuff never hits the news. I noticed that I noticed that the new narrative is to well, make enemies out of people that really aren't your enemies. DIY Semi, good morning. Sage, good morning. How are you? Adco, TQL asked me to Utah power only load last week. When you look at the the DAT and the 123, the power only TQL seems to have a lot of that, and it's usually loadout trailers. I don't have the only experience I have with power only is with one carrier here in Missouri, and I did a couple of loads for them as a power only to keep busy while I had a load in my trailer that had to sit all weekend. So power only is a good backup plan if you don't have a trailer, or if you lose your trailer, like if your trailer gets totaled for no fault of your own. You're right, Jeff. Reefer always strong in the meat patch. That's a fact. Yep. I didn't see Jeff in here. Sterling. Good morning from Odell, Lake, Oregon. Getting home today by 1400. Good deal. 5 now. Have 2 empty trailers available. There you go. So I believe we might. I know we got at least 1 empty trailer. I know because I'm sitting on it, but anyways, look, here's the deal, and I said this last night. I'm going to say it again. If your costs are high, you can't afford the luxury of being picky. You can't afford the luxury of massive amount of home time. And getting balance is going to it's going to be a challenge, right? Depending on where you live, also, if you live in Salt Lake City, Utah, it's going to be more of a challenge to go home every weekend and make some real money. This is a storm that we're in. There's still money to be made, and fuel has gone down. Let's see if I can just bring up a send here. Make sure there's no proprietary information. According to Ascend, oil or on highway diesel price average is $5.14 a gallon. Van rates have gone down 257, down 257, 293 reefer. That was at $3 last week, and then flatbed's gone down 314 a mile. Now, here's the thing, people. Here's the thing. These are averages. So for every load that's $5 a mile, which, if it's, literally 100 miles paying $500, that's what that is. And then you got the loads paying $220 a mile. It's going to average it out. And so a lot of times that average market rate is reflective of short haul loads that are hitting the low board. A lot of people don't realize that. Excuse me. Short haul will come in waves depending on the area. Like, for example, North Carolina. Short haul it's on fire one day and then it's non-existent. Missouri's like that too, because that's what I ran a lot of. And it seemed like on Thursdays there was nothing that I could do on the short game. And then you also have to be aware of the fact that you may only get about $500 to $900 a day running short haul. I believe that the best revenue is some long with some mid with some short. You got to mix it up. Let me give you a scenario. Let's say you're a reefer truck coming out of Salt Lake City, Utah. So Thursday, a person goes to try to book a load. the driver is requesting all these different things. He wants to go long. I want a long load out of Salt Lake. And everything along has already been booked, except for a few that are picking up Friday and Saturday. So dispatch calls said driver and says, hey, I've got a load going to Indiana, picks up Friday morning. This is on Thursday that we're doing this, and it delivers Monday morning. And Indiana looks good on Reefer. I don't want that load. Well, the rates coming out of Indiana going to the Northeast, which is where he was trying to head to, are a lot better than the loads out of Salt Lake going to the Northeast. Yes, the final number is bigger coming out of Salt Lake, but you're also putting a lot more miles where you can do literally half for double the money per mile. So I booked a load that picked up. Finally, he decided to pick up, on a load that didn't pick up till Saturday night, going to Jessup, Maryland. Now, I wouldn't have booked that load. That's the one he wanted. Why? Because that's quite a bit of money in tolls. And he ends up canceling that load because he doesn't want to run overnights. Well, that's what happens when you pick up a load Saturday night and you're given just enough time for the shifts to make that work. And you can't do your 200 miles out of route to avoid the tolls because you don't have enough time on that load. So now we have a mad broker. I've wasted my time. And I'm like, I'm out. You and I have had major discussions about how we're going to load plan, and you literally took everything out that I said out the window and chose horribly. Last I heard, that person finally got a load, doesn't pick up till Monday night, tonight, and it goes to New Jersey, which he told me he was trying to avoid. The point of the story is that I am very open and willing to do what the driver needs and what the driver wants. But I also have a plan. Take a short hop out of a dead area. Don't take a load from Denver that's paying lower than average rate and do 2,000 miles with it. Do a load that's maybe 500. And then from that second stop, then you make your money. And that's what I was doing. So instead of having $3,000 by Monday morning, he's going to have absolutely nothing. And he'll be lucky to get that load off before his pay period is done. It's part of the game, right? And this is a person that has $250,000 in truck and trailer. Time is of the essence. The more time you lose, the harder it is to catch up. Don't be so focused on the rate per mile. Be focused on the revenue per day. Rate per mile is important, but revenue per day is important. Does no good to have $5 a mile if it takes you 4 days to do it and it's only $500. See how that works? Excellent. West Crude is 87 and Brent $93 as of now. That's what I'm doing today. I'm in Denver going to Nebraska, so I'm trying to work my way to a better area. That's how you do it, man. That's how you do it. Shorter run to a better market, from the better market to your long stuff. Now, what you have to realize is that sometimes what you have to prioritize is good brokers with good loads out of dead areas, so you can take advantage of both directions. That's exactly what I've been able to do with some platforms. So that's just what I do, right? Anyways, you're running a business. You're an entrepreneur. You have to act like it. That's the reality. Can't lead a dead fish to water. All right, Scott, I will when I get a chance. I've got a lot of phone calls to make today. It's going to be an interesting day today, so probably going to cut this video a little bit short. I'm not putting the link out. So I've got priorities today. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. I have my email in the description, and I want to help out as much as possible. I am a very busy person. I don't know how Jeff runs a carrier. You know, people complain that Jeff doesn't go live enough. Man, if I had to do what he does, I wouldn't be able to go live at all, I don't think. So anyways, is there any comments, questions, or concerns before I take off this video? If not, then we'll end it. So and so by combining short and long and mid-range, you know, for me, long is 1,000, right? But for other people, it's 2,500 miles. Now, here's the thing about 2,500-mile runs. At some point in the game, you're going to either run out of time or you're going to run into a dead area. So let's say you live in Salt Lake City. You do a short run to a better market, depending on what your platform is. It could be Texas. It could be, you know, my guess is the first stop you can get east of I-35. You're probably, you know, in the green areas that I've shown, right? Let me show that here. So let's do any. I'm going to share the screen here again. All right, so if you live in one of these states, okay, it makes sense to take a good pan load to here, and then take a long one to either here or here. You can go north south, but you know you're gonna take a bit of a hit here, okay? Now, Washington looks pretty good. This is any trailer, okay? If you got ports here, it makes sense to go here. California, same thing. But the problem is that if California rates are really good coming out, they're not going to pay you to go in, and you might make $1,000. So let's say you're in Utah here. You can either go to here, which is about the same amount of miles, but it's $1,000 less than if you go up to here. What's the difference? The tolls, the mountains, the hills through Pennsylvania. So you might gross less going to Georgia, but you're going to net more, or you're going to net about the same with less wear and tear on the truck. Those are the strategies that you got to think of. And let's say you got a super secret broker that's got like the most awesome freight out of Idaho. Well, then now you can take that high paying stuff, say out of New York or PA or Ohio, that's going to Idaho, and you're like, look, you know, the load ratio out of Idaho is not really great, so I'm going to need this going in. Boom. Now you're making money both ways, right? If you live in a dead area, and you have dedicated freight, getting back, you're going to make money because that's your backhaul, quote unquote backhaul, right? So just you know, these are the things that you got to keep in mind. There's always concerns, right? There's always concerns, right? So, anyways, I'm repeating myself. So it's time to end this feed. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate I appreciate the thumbs up, and thank you for the generous donations and also the members. So I appreciate everyone. Probably do a recorded video tomorrow, and you know, just a short 10-minute thing, hopefully. So with some good maps. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Strength for today, hope for tomorrow. Let's have a good, excellent week. Peace.